Coming up on Annenberg TV News, I'll have new details about Little Bill's bike repair store on campus.
Conservative commentator Ann Coulter canceled her speech at Cal. We'll see how the university and students are responding.
And it's a day to raise awareness about sexual violence. We'll hear from one survivor.
Annenberg TV News is next.
Live from USC, you're watching Annenberg TV News.
USC has offered Lil Bill a new spot on campus for his bike shop. Good evening, I'm Kaylee Heck.
And I'm Rachel Ramos. Annenberg Media's Cole Sullivan is live at the new location with details. Cole?
Good evening, Kaylee and Rachel. I'm here at 37th and Vermont. That's where USC says Little Bill can move his bike repair business. Now it's up to Little Bill himself to decide whether he wants to come here. Minute and 26 seconds. Then I'm going to say a little bit about USC, and then I'm going to bring you in. Walk to where Aaron Flournoy, better known as Little Bill, might have to move his business.
This here is like a slap in the face.
USC says Flournoy can set up his bike repair shed here at 37th and Vermont on the far southwest corner of campus. But he doesn't think students will find him here.
You don't have any bicycles around, as you can see. I'm back off in the corner here.
And the students we talked to said they might not be willing to make the trek.
Because no one's going to say like, oh, you need your tires fixed, go all the way down to the other end of campus.
I would never go that far out of my way unless I was having an emergency or something.
This all started last month when USC told Flournoy he had to close his on-campus bike repair service because of a non-compete clause in the contract of a new bike store going into the University Village. That store offered him a job, but he turned it down.
I didn't go into business to shut my business down and to go and work for somebody else.
And in this new spot, USC is raising his rent by $50 a month.
I'm taking a beating from this college, which I love so much and I've been a part of for so many years now.
Flournoy says he has to decide if he wants this new spot by Friday.
They told me either I accept this spot here or that the college is not going to do anything for me and that they want me to leave.
And I just got off the phone with USC's Department of University Relations. They say they don't have any new details about these recent developments that are ready to release yet. They refer us back to an earlier statement where they said they are still trying to find a successful outcome here for all parties involved. One of the major parties involved is Aaron Flournoy, Little Bill himself, of course. And I have to ask you, Aaron, what do you think of this new spot?
The spot, is in Timbuktu. It's real off campus, it's farther away from the entrance, and is in no man's land. It's back here, as you can see, there's no traffic, no bicycles, nobody.
So some people might say Soleil Bicycles offered you a job, the new bike store, the university found a place for you. Why is this still an issue? Why is it still an issue?
Because I went into business for myself. I didn't go into business to work for somebody else. Soleil Bikes want me to shut my business down and come work for them at an hourly rate, which is something I'm not inclined to accept at this moment. And far as the university has found this spot, but it's a desolated spot. It's in Timbuktu. There's nobody here, no traffic here, no bikes, nobody, as you can see.
I want to ask you, we've talked about the bike store, we've talked about your perspective and the universities. What is the student response that you've gotten, Ben, and what have students been trying to do to help you out?
The students, first of all, they have signed a petition. The students have started a GoFundMe thing online, and plus they all have said to me that I should not accept this position.
And you've got up till Friday as the deadline right now for the university to decide, for Aaron to decide whether he wants to take this new bike store. We'll be following this story. Back to you guys in the studio.
Conservative commentator Ann Coulter is canceling her speech at UC Berkeley after sponsors and the Berkeley College Republicans withdrew their support. Ann Coulter tweeted this morning, "It's sickening when a radical, thuggish institution like Berkeley can so easily snuff out the cherished American right to free speech. I'm very sad about Berkeley's cancellation, but my sadness is greater than that. It is a dark day for free speech in America." The university and the Berkeley College Republicans also spoke out about the battle for free speech on campus.
College Republicans will continue to invite conservative speakers to this campus in an effort to secure the mantle of the home of the free speech movement. We have to take up the fight for free speech. The university has shown itself that it's unwilling to do so.
No, we're not going to back down on our commitment to the First Amendment. We're not going to back down on our commitment to facilitating free expression, and we're not going to back down on our commitment to enable student groups to invite whoever they see fit.
The Assistant Vice Chancellor says classes at UC Berkeley will meet tomorrow as usual, but additional security will be on hand as a precaution.
As promised, President Trump unveiled his new tax plan today. He wants to cut the corporate tax rate by more than half and also simplify the tax code for individuals.
This will pay for itself with growth and with reduction of different deductions and closing loopholes.
The corporate rate would fall from 35% down to 15%, and the number of tax brackets would drop from 7 to 3, 10%, 25%, and 35%. Some lawmakers say Trump's ambitious plan adds billions of dollars to the national deficit.
It's been nearly 100 days since Donald Trump took office, and the country is as divided as it was during the election. Annenberg Media's Mark Salinger examines a new USC LA Times poll.
If you're trying to find out how Donald Trump is doing as president, it totally depends on who you ask.
It seems like every day is just chaos.
The media might not say it's good, but I think it's good.
A USC LA Times Daybreak poll published today shows 76% of Republicans approve of the job Mr. Trump is doing, while only 11% of Democrats do. For his diehard supporters, it's nothing to worry about.
I personally don't believe in those approval ratings.
A discussion with journalists and pollsters today, hosted by the USC Unruh Institute of Politics, examined how politically divided America has become.
The partisan divide that we saw before the election continues to persist after the election. People who voted for Donald Trump, the majority, 81%, thought that he accomplished as much or more than he said he would do. You can see that the majority of Clinton voters disagreed with that.
So far, Trump's biggest accomplishments include appointing a Supreme Court justice, signing pro-business executive orders, and removing the United States from the Trans-Pacific Trade Partnership. However, his administration failed to pass health care reform, federal judges have put 2 travel bans on hold, and he has not yet secured funding for his much-publicized border wall that he said Mexico would pay for.
The headline number to me in this poll is 53% overall, not just of Trump supporters, but the overall sample, 53% say that he's keeping his promises. That is very significant.
Optimism some people still have.
But Trump he's not scared of anybody and he does not regret anything.
And others do not.
I do think as we continue on through his presidency, he'll only lose his political capital and go down from here.
For USC Annenberg Media, I'm Mark Salinger.
U.S. and North Korea are flexing their military muscles again.
Annenberg Media's international reporter Alicia Wajaja is here with the latest developments. Alicia?
Tensions have increased amid fears that North Korea is setting up to test new weapons. The U.S. response includes tightening sanctions on North Korea and pursuing diplomatic solutions. All U.S. senators attended a briefing at the White House today. They were told that we're open to negotiations, but are also prepared to defend itself. They are part of the U.S. strategy to rely on China to pressure them to end North Korea's nuclear missile program.
I think our goals are clear. We have to have a denuclearized Korean Peninsula. We have to maintain peace and stability there.
The top U.S. commander said in the Pacific that the U.S. could be ready with the best technology to defeat any missile threat. Today's briefing at the White House was unusual, but experts say it does not mean a crisis is imminent. Kaylee and Rachel, back to you.
Today marks the 18th annual Denim Day, a worldwide rape prevention campaign started right here in Los Angeles.
I was 17 and in high school when I was raped.
Claudia Flores shared her story at LA City Hall today.
It was just something you're supposed to get over.
But she and everyone else at the Peace Over Violence organization want other sexual assault survivors to feel supported. That's the goal of Denim Day.
It's heartening to see that people have become interested in this topic, that sexual violence is no longer a hidden topic.
And it's not a hidden topic on USC's campus either.
This is something that we have to be talking about all year long, but then this is also a day to really fight against those victim blaming and promote awareness.
Relationship and Sexual Violence Prevention and Services, or RSVP, and the Title IX office hosted Denim Day on campus. Part of the goal today is simply to reach students. RSVP says that many on campus simply don't know what options they have when it comes to reporting sexual violence.
There is a lack of understanding about campus resources.
RSVP resources include a 24-hour counselor, therapy services, and reporting options for sexual violence.
Sexual violence is not welcome here, not on our campuses, not in our locker rooms.
The Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network says there are more than 300,000 survivors of rape and sexual assault each year in the United States.
President Trump is already having the impact on the environment. A closer look just ahead.
And the USC Volunteer Center is losing funding, and some students are not happy about it.
And we'll take a look at efforts to go green on campus. Some ideas for a more sustainable future coming up.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place. Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that? We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on... Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
That's low, that's low. That's low.
Look, he's blushing.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Undergraduate student government has voted to significantly reduce funding to the USC Volunteer Center starting next fall. Annenberg Media's Grace DeWitt has reaction from students.
The USC Volunteer Center saw their USG funding slashed by more than $48,000 for next school year. USG President Austin Dunn says it doesn't make sense to put funds from the student programming fee towards programs that are not free to students.
Alternative breaks, that is a subsidized cost, so there's no breaks that are free for all students, and so there was concerns about, due to the fact that they do cost money, not every student can afford to go on those alternative breaks, but every student has to pay the student programming fee. So there's students who are paying for a fee that they might not even be able to partake in an opportunity.
Students who have participated in alternative spring or winter breaks have mixed feelings about the decision.
His argument in the article is that a small minority of students participates in alternative breaks, so it's not fair for all the students to pay for it, which I guess makes sense, but there's probably like dozens of other programs that same logic applies to. It sounds like he's using that logic just to target the volunteer center.
Not every student is going to go on an alternative winter or spring break trip, so therefore the university can be responsible for using that money to fund the trips because they do have the money.
USG will still offer funding to the Volunteer Center for Friends and Neighbors Day and a leadership program. Dunn says Student Affairs will be responsible for funding alternative breaks, but no one from that office could be reached for comment. For Annenberg Media, I'm Grace DeWitt.
It's been especially warm and windy outside. I wonder if that's going to continue.
Let's find out more from our weather anchor, Madeline Otterly.
Good evening, Los Angeles. Temperatures are back on the rise this week in LA, which is just in time for your summer plans. Looking outside now, nice and warm out still, 65, not too bad. Looking at tomorrow, if you are heading up to the mountains, expect clear, sunny skies. Big Bear is going to be right around 62 degrees, but if you can, I recommend a beach day. Down at the coast, it's perfect weather for a swim around 64. You know, that didn't actually refresh. It's around 74, so that's a little bit better for you. Breezy in the morning. Back at home, USC is going to be in for another hot day at 77 degrees. Aren't we lucky? Let's look at our week ahead now. Moving forward in this week, we got upper 80s moving into the weekend. Wow, that is going to be really hard to study for finals. I know, guys, but you're almost there. Summer temperatures are coming up. While Donald Trump has only been in office for 100 days, he's been making some big waves in environmental policy. Early in his presidency, Trump signed an order to revive the Keystone Pipeline, carrying oil from Canada to Nebraska. Then he proposed cutting 30% of the EPA's funding. Last month, Trump signed an order to repeal Obama-era regulations designed to cut carbon emissions. One expert says people concerned about the environment should take action.
Reach out to your congressional representatives and make sure that your voice is heard so that when those representatives are in the room with the president, they can say, I've heard from my constituents and I know where they come from.
A Harvard University poll shows that 68% of 18 to 29-year-olds disapprove of the way Trump has handled climate change.
Great work, Madeline. Thank you so much. USC students learned about the importance of conservation and buying products made of recycled materials at an environmental fair. Vendors were showing off their earth-friendly products. Some of the items these companies are selling include recycled paper, natural dishwashing soap, hand wash, and even laundry detergent. Members of the USC Staff Assembly say this is a way to educate the community about how to live a sustainable life.
So the Environment Fair is our way to educate the USC community, not just students, but also faculty and staff on how to be more sustainable while they're at home, work, or school.
So there's a lot of different ways that we can help advance the university in terms of sustainability. And so I think, students are going to play a big role in that.
USC continues to work towards becoming a greener campus by reminding students to recycle and to buy goods made from recycled materials. Well, it's almost the end of the school year, which also means the end of sports season.
That's right. Let's hear how our teams are going to do in the postseason from our sports anchor, Julia Adams. Thanks, Kaylee and Rachel. The spring sport regular season has finally come to a close. I'll tell you which teams I think can win a postseason championship.
And later, Julia will join me here at the monitor as we break down some of our favorite moments from this spring semester in sports.
If you store your guns properly, I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories.
And I won't have to tell my kids. This isn't a drill.
Please.
Please, do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always, lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow. I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money going to come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to ATVN. 7 USC sports will be competing as part of either the MPSF or Pac-12 tournaments this week. Here are the 4 teams I believe have the best chance to clinch a tournament title.
Starting on the sand, the top-ranked beach volleyball team is on a 60-game winning streak and have not lost to a Pac-12 team since the program began. Another team who holds a #1 spot in their tournament is women's lacrosse. The Women of Troy are undefeated for the second consecutive season and are hosting the MPSF tournament at McAllister's starting tomorrow. The women's water polo team is carrying a 3 seed into the MPSF tournament, but the Women of Troy are the tournament's reigning champs. And the only men's team in the lineup is the tennis team, who is also a #3 seed. USC is 2-1 against the top-ranked UCLA this season. It has been a great semester for spring sports at USC, and for our last show, sports correspondent Angel Viscara is joining me to discuss our favorite moments of the season. Thank you so much for joining me, Angel.
Pleasure. All right, yeah, well, let's kick it off. My favorite moment from this spring has to be when the USC men's basketball team beat a top 10 ranked UCLA team here at home in the Galen Center. And I was in the house for that game, and normally basketball isn't the biggest draw here in the land of Troy, but that Galen Center was rocking. It was an absolutely electric crowd as Shaquan Aaron went for 23 points off the bench. USC picked up its 4th straight win against UCLA, and it was a big win for the Trojans early on in conference play that really helped them propel upwards in the conference standings-wise. So my biggest moment, Trojans taking down the Bruins at home in the Galen Center.
Well, mine has to be when beach volleyball seniors Kelly Clays and Sarah Hughes hit the 100-mark winning streak.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been playing together for 3 years, and clearly that win was so important to them. They actually did it earlier this month and then ended their streak shortly after at 103 games. So, you know, that clearly 100 wins cannot be, that's clearly so much for them. So that has to be my favorite moment, and that's so special. So that would have to be my favorite. And while I do like both of these, my favorite sports moment too might be when I learned how to play cricket this past weekend with the USC Cricket Club's president and secretary.
There we go.
So let's check it out.
There are 2 teams consisting of 11 players each on the field. One is the bowling team and one is the batting team. The team that bats first or bowls first is decided by a toss of a coin where the 2 captains go in the middle of the field and do a toss. And depending on what they prefer, they bat first or bowl first. There are 2 stumps on 2 sides of the field, and the field is basically the whole circular field. The batting team bats from the front end of the stump, and the bowling team bowls from the other end.
I'm excited to play some cricket with you all. I know you're going to show me how to play. I've never played before. I did play volleyball, so I have some hand-eye coordination, but really do not know, so bear with me here. But I'm excited, so let's get playing.
The bat is usually held like this, and for the right-handers, there are right-handers and left-handers, and then they...
So there's a special grip for it, you're saying? Okay.
This is the command to go. That's when the bowler starts bowling, and once the bowler bowls, it's the batsman's choice to sit in the air, back, or behind, based on that.
This is so cool. Orange is my favorite color. Well, thank you so much. This is so fun. Cricket is very hard, but I really appreciate you teaching me how to play today, and it was really fun having you out here, so thanks.
No problem.
Well, as I said, cricket is much harder than it looks. It was really fun to do, but just so hard. But
honestly, I am just impressed that you actually made contact with the ball. I think it just would have been a swing and a miss every single time for me.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun though. You'll have to teach me. It sounds like fun.
Well, thanks so much, Julia. The semester is coming to an end soon, and so is our ATVN show.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there?
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi. You mean you were driving? Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Tonight is our last ATVN broadcast for the semester, which means it's time to look back on some memorable and funny moments.
Let's take a look at our best bloopers from spring 2017.
Devil's lettuce, Mary Jane, ganja, dope, skunkweed. Marijuana goes by many names, and today people are celebrating all of them.
I was just gonna say, yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yep. Hey everyone, welcome to the current USC Annenberg Media's Facebook Live news show.
The USC School of Cinematic Arts has received another hefty donation. We'll tell you who it's from next.
Thanks, Mark. Chopra is known for being a best-selling author of alternative medicine pioneer, wellness expert and spiritual teacher and philanthropist.
You cannot bring this into the event, so bye-bye to that.
Now coming up, we are going to toss it over to our international reporter, Alicia Wajaja.
Thank you, Kaylee and Rachel.
It's taken over 4 months, but the USC women's tennis team is finally playing at home.
This street between Orange and Highland is going to be closed all the way through Monday. The business along the street. Eduardo Martinez is the manager of Hollywood Souvenir here.
Madeline Otterly has all our answers. Madeline.
Got a chance of rain and thunderstorms all evening tonight.
Tommy Trojan, Levy Library, or the Physical Education Building.
All right, well, thank you so much, Jake, for that interview. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. From here at Annenberg Media, I'm Gabriella Vidal.
And I'm Alex Salvi. Goodbye.
Okay, guys, that truly was the best of the worst.
It also kind of makes me nostalgic because we know it's become the end of the semester. We've done so many shows, and I'm just so honored to have worked with you guys.
This has been the best team, Team Wednesday for the win. Can we hug it out?
We're gonna miss each other.
Oh my gosh,
Well,
Angel, get in here.
Annenberg TV News from everyone at Annenberg Media. I'm Rachel Ramos.
And I'm Kaylee Heck. You can watch us on the web at uscannenbergmedia.com.
We are really gonna miss this, aren't we?
Guys, graduation.
You know, we can just hug and watch
coming
ourselves.
up. This is terrifying. Savor the time you guys have got left here. That's all I can say. Group hug. Team ready, break. Oh gosh, this is so fun.